Oh, should be enough. Anyway, let's just do that. And no, let's just take the camera here. See if that goes, and maybe I can set the mobile on the yeah, that one. Doesn't look so good. Kind of messy down here on the yeah. That works pretty good, I guess. I have the wrong glasses on. There we go. They stick a little better, but of course, seems to be some problems in regards of breakfast. Some meat with some garlic. It's just I put some sulfur salt in it this time. Getting low on salt, so see if the sulfur actually, not taste too much after you put it directly in the meat. I think I have some oregano I'll put in the. You're kidding me, So first, over 6 months ago, I paid for the full package of these programs, and there we go, a little of that, maybe a little more, and I really didn't get much, to set it up and all that. But anyway, I had other things in regards of other things that I did, used my time on, and didn't really have time for the other one there, and so maybe a little cayenne pepper as well, that would be nice. And so I began working with it and figure out, over time that it's not updated to the latest version, and that the package is outdated. It's like 8 months since he updated the package. So that's not nice. So that's, so I tried to get him 15 days ago, and he was, at that time he was, he was not available and all that, and had to wait to the 10th, and I did that and got a hold on him, and I had to pay for further. I only had half a month of. It's an incredible mess, It's an incredible mess buying the biggest package with all of the things, because you only get access to one single file, and that's not updated. It's like 8 months since it was last updated, and and it's more expensive to actually also get support. Actually, much more expensive to get support. More, you're giving more resources, and yet actually getting a lot worse result in regards of. Anyway, so I got him to send the, after retrial of trying to get him to send, I had to try to give him to try to send me the correct one, and so still, so okay, I got those, and yesterday, and then some of the bugs that was in the old version in the video player was also in the new version, and I have yet to find the 10 seconds backward button in it, and the problem is a little, I have other difficulties also with, apparently I did something or whatever that messed, it became a mess. I tried to, the structure and all that, and put the new version in, and still have the old version and all that, and it did something that messed it up, so my HTML files just got a space between all the places. I was changing the names of the folders where there's a lot of files, and the program apparently didn't like that. So when it did it, it made an error, and the error resulted in that my HTML files ended up having a space between all of the code. I was like, have to be kidding me, I guess it's nice to make a backup of. Okay, we have salt, we have, oregano. Yeah, that's true. A little oregano. Why do we have oregano? Good question. So I'm like, okay, we have that wasn't too good. So I made some under domains of the domain, so I could just put the player and the other thing there, so it would be easier to, using it as a portable, application, which might have some issues. Sometimes it comes up with this error, and I thought, okay, let's just install it and have it installed in the right place and all that, so we don't have any problems there. But it still gives me the error, so it's just the program itself. Wow, I have wasted. It took me, like last time, it took me a whole day to get it sorted out. You're wasting a lot of time. Then, for example, you're pushing the install button, right? And then it needs something to install it, it's just outrageous, those programmers, and it's just one problem after another. Then the program installs well and all that, and then there's another problem in the program itself, and you're waiting for an update to fix that, and it's just a mess. Where's my oregano? Just all these. Oh, there we go. All these small things here and there just adds up that you're feeling like you're sitting and fixing problems all the time instead of actually using the things, and that just at a place where all the things in regards to Windows and all that should be I'm not moving the program at all and so forward, and beginning to set it up and all that, and lo and behold, in regards to the synchronization, I'm doing the synchronization and it looks pretty good, everything is running, and I think I came to open another of the same application. Anyway, so I'm letting it run, and apparently I've opened up another of the application, it seems, and then the connection didn't work in that it just messed it up all over. So when I closed, I ended up closing both of the programs and all that, opening it up and all that, it was broke. Like I had just set up, you use to mess. Anyway, I got it set up, but then it won't sync. It syncs. It looks like it's syncing, right? It's run and all that, and it does what it should and all that, and still there's a red letter. And then when you push sync, when it actually should all be synchronized, it's not synchronized. So it wants to download it again and again. So something again is terrible wrong, and I just maybe I should use another application actually. What is it called? I can't remember what it's called, but it's pretty much on that level when it actually works, and that was, so when it works very nice, but when it doesn't work, it doesn't work, when you first have set it up and all that and gotten everything to work and all that, it's just wonderful. It's just, runs, obstacles, which apparently I have some problems with as well. Anyway, so I began toying around with these new versions after I got both versions, right? And then I write him in regards of the issues that are still in the application, so he can fix them and all that, right? If for others, I just then update it, So I guess the 10% or 10 seconds back button is probably found in that version as well. And it didn't seem like it was in the newest sticky version that I got. It's just, that's just kidding. It's just an ever-ending struggle with this. And you really just want to use, the things that I have access to is like 8 months outdated, right? So I need him to send the file again, or a link for the file again. And it's just bothersome, that you need to go through all these steps and, one after another and all that. And I do wonder in regards to sending me the sticky, he already should have known it was, going through needing to go through his, to ask him every time in regards to a program, when all the programs should just be available for one to download. The non-sticky version actually just works as sticky as well, or can work as sticky. So yeah, so I'm still, all the setup that I've done in the old version should of course still be in the HTML. If even with the, so I'll need to use time on setting all, and there's a lot of settings that needs to be set up. And one of the things that is also problematic, where you have two things that has nothing to do with each other, so you set something up and something else breaks, So you really have to be aware of that, because every time you make a change, it's actually a nice thing to just upload it and go and look at it, right? And see what the right? But if you just sit there and make a lot of things on the web page before actually checking it out, and you find out you have a problem and you've made maybe 10 changes or maybe more, it's like you need to go backward and figure out. But I'll keep on it, it just feels like I'm wasting a lot of time. And, in regards to the guy making the program, should make it as easy as possible to, because there is a lot of features in the application. So I don't have any. I would have been nice if I actually had some active code, but I, of course, don't. Anyway, yeah, it's just and not to go into, because there's one, just one thing after how to make it sticky. Apparently, it should be able to do sticky and all that, and see how I set that up and all that. And go from there, I guess. In regards to the old files, where do I have the old? It should be uploaded to. I do have hopefully a backup of the things laying. It just gets gets more and more dirty in some sense. So yep. So hopefully I can. That's, now we go with the, it's getting there. And with the different spices and all that, antifungal spices, whatever. And the salt, the sulfur salt, which, it's not that, on eggs. Then it just gives a little more eggy flavor, which is not a problem when you're eating egg, because you expect it to taste like eggs, right? But I wouldn't advise to put sulfur salt on a high grade beef, That pretty much ruins the taste. The music file as well, if that is outdated or whatever, or if the non-sticky version actually can do the sticky, and maybe that is updated and not the sticky version. It's just so yeah, it's a messy thing, compared to the days where you just went out on the torrent client or whatever and just downloaded something. It was just smooth, and other people have fixed the things. You didn't need to go through an author or whatever, and wait for the file to actually be, to get the real file and to get the real stuff, and all that. You just got the real thing from the beginning, One time in regards to, is it still recording? Yeah, I think it's still recording. So I'll make the steak here, or whatever it's called, when it's grounded meat, I guess. I'll make the grounded meat here, and then it's breakfast time. It's a little late on the day, but anyway, pretty much just woke up, and some good meat with some anti-fun. But yeah, there's sometimes I put too much of things in it, and it doesn't taste so good, but if you're hungry enough, you will eat it, of course, right? Anyway, maybe should do a little of coconut butter, antifungal as well. No, not butter, other application, because I installed some plugins as well for that application. So delete it and install it again without the plugins. I installed the plugins because I have some problems in regard to finding something. I guess maybe I'm just too yeah, maybe I don't know. It's just the program. So in regards of So, it's just, tedious to sit and fix issues. And then, like, for example, one of the images, for example, and I think that was more. One of the images for the skin for the application was broke. It's like, oh, come on, fix the image from there to, it's a small thing, but it's still, looking into it, finding, what you're looking for. It's just, everything takes time, and these things should have been tested already from the beginning before they go out of the house in regards of, to the customer, I think, some of these bugs that I found in the old version is still found in the new version, it's like, and then sending the bug reports to him, saying, hey, there are some issues here. And then he tells me to, I should use the non-sticky version because they can actually do sticky and that's up to date. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me, do sticky? Because how should I know it can do sticky? It's not sold as a sticky version, yeah, it's a mess. So I guess next thing is to, I guess, also to get it. And of course he has a lot to do, so that's a problem as well. So you just need to sit and wait until he has time to, and of course about something, and yet it's just, we actually have written what you need, and then he asked about it again, and it's like, I've already told you, it's like, so retell him, and that's also taking a lot of time, writing, trying to get him an MP3 player and a nice video player and all that. It's just a lot of struggle for sure to just get it working, and get things, up and going. Of course, my old computer is also old, so it's not the quickest one either. But I guess it's going in the right direction. And also, in regards to just you're sitting there and testing things out. What can it, and trying to figure out how it works and not work. Also, I'm sitting with two players as well, testing both of them. Maybe I should just focus on one player at a time, and I would maybe make it a little easier, actually. On the stove. And of course, I'm maybe a little confused in the brain, so some of the problems I have might actually also, it seems like it's adding up. It's like this, you would like to have fixing things, right? And then, it's like, okay, I thought I had the newest edition. You should just use the non-sticky version because that can do sticky, and that's updated to the new. It's like, I thought I had the newest version, give me a break. Oh my. You just sent me the newest version after I tried to, and then you sent me the wrong version, and then, oh my, So, again, I'll try to install the application again and see if I can get it syncing again, and hopefully not make, hopefully save the progress that I made in the old version. A lot of the test material is deeply statistical. I should probably have done it a little different, and I should probably have taken a backup before I, or whatever. No, anyway, now I made some under domains that I can use, so that's nice. I'm not sure how many under domains I can make, but probably a lot, it seems. I'm not sure if there's any. It's not giving me any error or anything like that. It shows like it's syncing, and then it's just still red. I did have one of the places where I actually was uploading things, and it didn't get on the place, and I was like, why doesn't it come on the place? And it was doing the uploading and all that, and I found out it seems like there's not enough space, and it doesn't tell you that it cannot upload the files. It just say, it just they just vanish, you know, they never come on. It's just, hey, so they're not shown on the, it's just, you know, well, couldn't you just give me an error and tell me, hey, there's not enough space on the FTP and all that, and I don't know, it's just, whatever. For thousands and thousands and thousands of bucks in regards to professional programs, to, you know, you have to be kidding me, you know. To just, I don't know, to give an error, you know, for, I don't know, it's just, So when you get, you know, you expect that all those features are there, right? And you're looking and looking and trying to, you know, where are they, you know? And then finding out, hey, I'm actually on an older version. And then getting updated, and then still one of the features seems to be missing, and then still some bugs and all that, and getting you know, told that, hey, you know, you should, and then you're getting told, yeah, you know, you need, you know, another version. You have to be kidding me, you know. And one thing is if you know how to do these things and all that, but you know, this is going a little slow for me, you know. I'm not playing around with code daily and all that. Actually, yeah, should stop complaining and just get on with the things, you know. It's nice to just get it out, I guess, you know, regardless of talking a little about it. And wow, what, you know, so many difficulties. So many difficulties. Now, so anyway, I would advise anyone if they, well, I would verify that with the author before actually buying it and all that. But yeah, it's just. Then at least you would get the newest version. At least you would get what you expected to get, right? Wouldn't you expect to get the newest version if you actually install it or buy, you know, an application? Yeah, I would think so, right? You wouldn't think that you're getting, you know, old versions, you know, which don't have programs, and, you know, the player, he also sells it as a sticky version. So again, you would expect that it was, you know, only the sticky version that works as a sticky version, right? But that's apparently not true, you know. Apparently the non-sticky version can also work as a sticky. So I don't know what the deal is when having, you know, two applications. Because then you of course have more, you know, files to mess around with and more issues. Yeah, just it just doesn't make sense to me. I think it just seems it's messy, and I don't like, you know, I love making it easier for people, right? You know, it should be easy. It's like harder for you. So you're fighting these big companies trying to make it harder for you to just do as the application should actually have worked from the very beginning. Portable, you know. But no, we don't want them portable, so you can just take the application from one computer to another computer and just, no, we want it to be locked and all that bullshit, you know. Let's not make it easy for the user to protection bullshit and all that. You know, buying music and then finding out that you need 2 or 3 programs to unlock the music that is on the media so you can get it on the mobile. You know, that's just incredible. You have to be kidding me. So you bought the music, but you're not allowed to, you know, they have protected it, you know. It should be so easy to just go on the CD and copy protection, right? And to get the files down and all, yeah, it's just. And then, you know, then of course the files are a specific format already. So to get the music out of, you know, the files for a playable form, you need to, you know, have another program that can actually change it. And, you know, it's downloaded directly with all the copyright bullshit away and just the files as it should be, you know. Just instead of using time on all the rest, you know. Wasting your time finding, you know, and of course the applications might actually cost money that you need to actually, you know, you're buying a movie, right? And then you need to go out and buy a program, you know, to actually, well, you can, you know, sometimes there are free trials and all that. But anyway, then you might actually need to put money in some other company so you can get the movie down on the computer or whatever you want, right? Apparently someone called. No. Oh well. It actually tastes pretty good. Uh-oh. It's still recording? Oh, it's still recording, okay. Oh, well, right. Oh, no, that's not right. I guess. A little of oregano. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Maybe a little more spicy, Little cayenne pepper, or maybe a little salter, a little more salt. Just as it should, Let's see here, a little of this and a little salt, a little more salt. Not too much, but just a little. And yeah, that was actually pretty good. Nice. Nice when things goes out right? Yeah. That's pretty good. You can taste the oregano, that's for sure. You can't really taste the sulfur in the salt, so that's nice. Because it's not always the best taste, but the problem is I pretty much only have sulfur salt left nearly. So, of course, needs to use it and all that, but has, it's still there, but it has lowered, a good amount. I'm still on natural antifungals, and I'm doing that, and I still have a plan to that it would come back, in regards of falls, right? And at the moment, I'm actually pretty good. It's still there, the itch and all that. But I can have a beard now, and I can have hair on my head, and it's not, I don't need to totally take it off like I did, where it's like I couldn't even go. Like, it was, getting to the point of driving you nuts, right? But anyway, I am somewhat afraid that it might, strike back. But as long as I'm keeping my diet, really low on sugar and doing the antifungals and all that, hopefully it shouldn't make it worse. Where it then seems to intensify in some sense, where you then, where the other, when it were on the whole body and, just totally itching and all that, it seemed to take the focus away from the other, and it's mostly in my arms and my junk, like, to say it nicely. Before it's really have lowered, and that's nice. So I'm doing these things. This is cinnamon and resveratrol as well, but you have to be careful with the resveratrol, because if you take too much, at least in regards to the addition that I have, but as I understand it, that can actually be something. Resveratrol and diarrhea, how are they linked? That's an article on that. And apparently there can be something else than resveratrol when you get it from this nutweed, and my resveratrol is actually from nutweed. So, and I don't, there must be a place where I can get it from grapes and all that, because then I could, I could test it. Now, it's pretty expensive, this resveratrol. So, and that's also said to be antifungal with the cinnamon as well, and again, some still doing gloves and all that. Also the oil that I've had, although a little old, so I'm not, in regards of oxidation and all that. If there's antioxidants, shouldn't that actually help in regards to not oxidizing? I would think so, but I don't know the science behind that. But yeah, gloves, oil, and I have gloves that I use as candy, chew them up, it very low on. Actually, I did also do some sodium bicarbonate. I really don't know if it works, but some say it actually is antifungal and doesn't taste good. But I had some laying around anyway, so, and I think I actually bought it in the Times to actually use, try it out. So I still have some of that, and I'm using that as well, So still planning on going on a if I can get the white coat to give me more diflucan, and then order some berberine, maybe some nystatin as well, and give it another kick, and see if I can get it even more back. It's the volume goes up and down and up and down in different places and all that, right? So it's yeah. So sometimes you really have it really, it's like we're thinking, wow, it's really subsiding, right? And then other times it begins to get more rough. It's like, oh, I don't want it to come back. It was utterly horrible, You really were at that stage of thinking like, hey, it wouldn't be so bad with a rope, around your neck, It's just, I was at that point where it's totally, it absolutely have become a lot better. And hopefully if I just continue with this and not eat any bread or any sugar or any of, things with that kind of, sugar or alcohol and all that, if I just keep that far away from me, hopefully it will continue to go in the right direction and keep on hitting. And of course, these are things that we should have known from the beginning, that fungus is around us and it can make havoc on our body, But no, the white coats are pretty much oblivious to the fungus, It's like, but no. It's a demonic world, utterly demonic world. So, in any case, just look at the sales bullshit, You're calling up and you're trying to get people to buy something. You're really, and the same thing with the commercials, they try to get you to buy it, even if you don't want to, it's like, it's just utter nonsense. How could you even have a job like that, It's like some of these sellers can really be, It's like, no, I don't need it. Oh, just no, I don't need It's like, give me a break. How dishonest do you need to have to be in trying to it's just, it's, now I haven't, in regards to I haven't been but it's like, one of the witnesses in regards to, in some sense, it's always